Hey guys, good to see you tonight. It's 9:26 in the p.m. here on a beautiful Saturday evening. Started out cloudy, but got to be a beautiful day at the end. I did a long run today. I normally run about 4 miles every other day. I ran 4 miles yesterday, and I did 6.2 miles today, which is a full 10K. Don't normally do that because in the past when I've worked out that hard I've started developing overuse strain on my right knee. Start swelling up and stuff, but so far so good. I don't as long as I don't hurt, I keep going, you know what I'm saying? So you may hear a little bit of a whine in the background there. One of the things I do, I've been shooting video, and this video that I do here is what with a Logitech Quick Cam, which is actually a little tiny camera about the size of a quarter, I guess, that sits on the top of my laptop, and it compresses a video that I can post on the web. The stuff I shot from Niger, I shot on my Sony Handycam, and what I do from time to time when I get ready to run out of tape is I take the mini DV tapes and I black them. In the business, what that means is you record all the way through the tape once with the lens cap on, and what that does is that produces a track all the way through to the end with a type of time code. It's not exactly time code, but it's similar to it, so that anytime there's one solid track. So when you edit it, you have a one long timeline. So I'm going through about 10 more videos today from Best Buy. So I'm going through and blacking all those tapes, and I put them in a label them with a blank label so that I know that I'm ready to record on them when the time comes. So always, from all those years shooting as a journalist with CNN and CBS. I always thought of it in terms of like a gunslinger with bullets. I feel the same way with business cards. And when I don't have business cards, I'm like, I don't have any bullets in my gun. It's the same with all the technological stuff to make sure you've got enough batteries and tapes and everything like that. And that's really the difference between being what I would call an Uncle Charlie video and a guy that really has done it as a living. Is the difference between Uncle Charlie and an expert is you thinking in terms of all the possible problems you might run into, and then you can you solve those before you come to them. And so anyway, but I'm looking forward to shooting more video after I've blacked all these tapes. But had a good missions day today. Ashley had her final outreach event there with her partner Mark Lassiter at Springchase. That went well. Weren't a ton of kids because most of them were at an outreach that the mosque was having. That's one of the situations with dealing with an environment that's almost completely Muslim. Most of them are Somali, Eritrean, and Pakistani. So anyway, we still went and did it. And then we got the rest of the mission picked up and organized. I had Ashley go and buy some more plastic containers so that we could put all the stuff in it. And then on Tuesday, when I'll come over there with a team from North Georgia, we'll transport all that stuff out of Springchase and do a final cleaning on the place, really thoroughly clean it. I don't want to leave the place looking like we didn't take care of it and stuff, and then I can take a final set of pictures and say, hey, yeah, here's what we've got, here's what we did. And I fully anticipate one day being back there. That's just the way it is. You just have to have a long-term presence in these places. Did some other running around. I've been trying to find some fish food for my son's big Oscar that's about like this big. It's like the size of 3 or 4 pounds. It looks like it's gigantic. And I did that for Jesse. Jesse works real hard for us in the ministry to work on, like for instance with the embedded videos. I hope for those of you who have watching these videos for this first time, because suddenly there's a picture of me with this big play thing right there in the front of my nose, and you say, well, heck, I'll click on this and see what happens. I hope that you've done that. I know we've had a lot of people read the blogs, and I think the video logs are fun too, so glad that you're here, baby. Keep on listening and praying for what we're doing. I went over and did some time research at at my library, Borders Bookstore. I go over there and look through books on. Today I was really researching things on marketing and on the internet. And I'll go through the books and scan the whole book while I'm sitting there, and I'll take note on a few things that I think are important that I'll need to look up on the web and research further. Some good ideas can come that way, and one of them is this idea of embedding video like we did. Of course, without Jesse helping me figure out how to do it, it's a lot harder. It's nice to have a son that's got big brains like that. I can tell you, man, that's the truth. And so then I got home, ran my 6.2 miles, and came on home and finished up my admin work. I had to do my financial report that I'll turn into John Paul tomorrow. Got all that stuff done. So we're where we need to be on the 31st. And tomorrow morning I look forward to going over to Peachtree Corners and working with their kids, and also participating in the Spanish church with Carlos Salavarria, who's a good friend of mine, who has been the missions director and is still the pastor of the Spanish church over there. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, and I'm trying to help him get on board with another sister organization, Apartment Life. Apartment Life does the higher end apartments. They're not nearly as aggressive and hardcore as we are with the gospel presentations. They just don't have the leverage to do that I do. So, but I am pulling for them. They do reach people with the gospel, and I like what Apartment Life is up to, because there's a lot of complexes that just whirlwind missions is not appropriate for, because our main thing is the immigrant refugee population primarily. Probably 95% of our work is in those populations, but as the Father continues to open up areas in primarily African American locations, I'm not going to back away from doing that to him. The Father has given me a confidence that I need to go into every complex where the manager will have us, as long as they sign off on us being able to share the gospel. I got a email from another good friend of mine, Kim Lee, who I've worked with in 2 other complexes. She's got a new one near my brother Tito's church, off of Pleasantdale and Satellite. So I'm very excited about going over there Monday and setting up that work with Tito. It's really cool to be working with the Father and seeing how he continues to work all around us. A lot of that is because of people like you praying. I can't overstate how important that is. The people like yourself who are watching these blogs, it's really cool. Jesse's also set up some Google Analytics that I'm able to track where people download these to, and literally all over the world, Thailand and London and all over Europe. So it's really fascinating to me to see how our ministry here in Atlanta, with our international population, continues to have a global impact. And we do covet your prayers. Your prayers are what makes the difference. And especially be praying as I'm talking to those kids tomorrow, and especially for this coming up a week from today, where we have our first really major event at Kensington Station, where I feel confident that we will literally have hundreds of people come to the Lord in that location. It's a small city. There's probably 4,000 people that live there. And one of the things that the Father laid on my heart today is, we have 5 million reasons to work with Whirlwind Missions. That's the new population of Metro Atlanta, 5 million people. Actually, it's 5,126,000 plus. 5 million reasons to pray, babies. I appreciate you checking it out, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.